Hello, hello. Welcome. Hi,
Hello.
Judy. How are
Hi.
ya?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. Hey, Christy, good to see ya. How's it going?
Hi there.
All right. Let's go ahead and get started. This is, of course, Experientify office hours. We have separate office hours for Go Plus. And how are you both doing? How's things going? Do you have things you want to talk about? Questions, thoughts, shares? Yep.
I
Yes or
definitely
no's? And
do.
a definitely do.
And I just want to let you know I can only stay until about 8:20. Well, 20 minutes from now. I just have
Okay.
to go. So yeah, I just want to give you the heads up on that.
Okay, perfect. Well, why don't we go ahead and start with whatever you want to talk about, Judy, and then we'll hop to Christy and we will cover lots of stuff.
Okay.
What's
Great.
going
Well, I
on?
do have several questions.
Okay.
So I just started, like getting my course ready, and I am like on a little timeline that I'm trying to pull it off in. So, one thing that's happening that I am not sure what I'm doing wrong,
Hmm.
but like I wanted there to be questions, like actions that are a question and answer kind of a thing, but that like all the possible answers are correct. And so I marked them all with the little green check mark, but when I try to like preview it, it says they're all wrong.
What you
So
want
I'm
in this
wondering what I'm
case
doing wrong.
is don't mark any of them. There's basically no right answer. If anything is right, there's not a single right answer, is the
Oh,
way.
okay. Okay, that is super helpful. Okay, so let me just make a note about that to myself. So if I just fix that problem and make them all essentially not checked off, then it will work correctly, is what you're saying.
Exactly. Take off all the checks, and then you have something that can work as a simple survey. You can just get information. Just for anyone listening,
Beautiful.
you, in case this may not be relevant to you, but you can even add a tag based on which option they choose, just in case you want to get some info and tag your students based on that. So just mark them all, uh, or rather, don't mark any of them, and
Right.
you're good.
Okay, perfect. That is very helpful. So then the other thing that I'm really wondering about that I've asked, the AI and I've asked the like human people monitoring the help, but I still can't quite figure this out. So I'm using the gamified course template.
Okay.
And one of the options on the homepage is like one of the things that's kind of like built into the homepage is this thing about add the live session dates to your calendar.
Hmm.
And I have been trying to figure out like, well, where do I create the
Oh,
calendar? How do I
gotcha.
put these into a calendar so that someone could add them?
Great question. That is in the example you're seeing and what you may have seen. I don't know if you've taken EPM or any of Marisa's programs or seen this
Just
other
live your
places.
message live.
Okay, okay. Yeah. There's a tool. The answer is you can use any tool of your choice. The tool that the Live Your Message team typically uses for this is called Adevent, adevent.com. I think it's ADDE, like adevent.com.
Okay.
So that's the one that you'll commonly see used in a lot of LYM programs, but the answer is you can use any tool you choose. It's not linking to a direct calendar. You're going to use whatever you like and give them a link to do what they need to do. Advent is pretty easy to set up, so you may want to check that out and give
Okay,
them
so
a
it's not
calendar.
like I'm going to create a Google Calendar that like has these on it and link the calendar. I'm going to
You could use
do
a
this.
Google Calendar if you want,
I
but
could.
basically, what you're telling people to do is up to you. Like this action is just giving you a space to present your students with an action to do. From there, you're in charge. You can send them to Ad Event, you can send them to Google, you can send them to Acuity or um, any tool you want, or do whatever you want to do.
Okay, and then well, so, Google Calendar is something that I'm familiar with and it is free, so I don't know if the ad event thing is a paid service.
I'm not
I'm
sure. There's probably a low cost or
okay.
maybe even a free option. I'm honestly not sure.
I will
Yeah.
check that out. And I
Mhm.
guess then it's just that the next question would be sort of about the actual mechanics of embedding it, but until I actually create it, maybe I just can't quite do that.
Well, you're going to create an action step and it can be pretty simple. I would probably just give them a link if you're talking about an action step.
Okay.
You can also embed a calendar or a tool in a page in XP, but if we're just
Mm-hmm.
talking about a training action, just give them a link to click.
Yeah.
All I do is click the link,
Okay.
go to where they need to go.
Okay. Okay.
Let's keep it easy. Get your course up. You can always get fancier later if you want
Right.
to make things
Yes.
super
Yes,
cool.
that is the goal. Oh, and actually that does bring up a question that I have in general, and that is like, so I'm not like it isn't all fully done, but I would like to release it and have people be able to start with the modules that I have put
Hmm.
there.
Hmm.
And so I'm assuming that this is a normal thing where like if I add a new module every week, that's not a problem, right? Like they can start the course and I can add stuff later.
Absolutely. There's one thing I would be super mindful of about that, doing it that way, and that is if you are using binge mode,
Mm-hmm.
which relies on the student checking off an action and then they automatically unlock the next one.
Mm-hmm.
If you're relying on that to move students through the course and somebody is moving through your course and then you add in new modules as they're going, you're going to totally confuse the system and things
Okay.
are not going to work as expected. So I would recommend, I mean, you can kind of do it if you stay ahead of them, as long as you're like adding things definitely before
Yeah.
everybody has gotten there. But just be aware of that because even when people think they're doing it that way, I've seen, somebody had caught up to the last thing and the next one's supposed to be unlocked, but there's nothing to be unlocked. Now, if you add something in, things are not going to work as you expected. So, if you're
If
using
I
binge
just keep
mode,
binge mode turned off for now, then that solves that problem. Okay. And so then along with that, something has happened where when I look at my content, it's all in order. It's like module 1, module 1, training 2. But for some weird reason, when I'm previewing the course, when it gets to that part where it's like, here's your next training, it's not actually showing the one that's next.
that's because
So,
you're
and when
previewing the course. You're not actually logged in as a student. And when a
okay,
student is logged in, these kind of mechanisms like next available training can work because they're
okay,
based on logic, sequence, next thing, next thing. If you're in
okay.
admin preview, there's none of that logic happening. There's no points being
Uh,
accumulated. There's no
Okay, so
progress.
just check it based on like sign up as a student and only look at it that way when I'm trying to figure out if that's correct. Okay.
Exactly. And another just important helpful tip for that is to just use a separate browser to log in as your student. Because
Okay.
if you've got two windows in your same browser clicking back and forth, your cookies are going to remember the last session and it's going to start to get confused and log you in unless you remember to log out every single time.
Uh,
And most people won't remember to log out every single time. So just have a separate
Definitely no.
browser. Mm.
Okay. All right. I'll start looking at it that way instead. Um, and then I was just curious, what is an XXP point? Like,
Yeah.
what is that?
Yeah, it is an extra credit point, basically. It's an action that you can give students, keeping in mind that One of the challenges of a course, when we're talking about keeping students engaged, we want them having just the right amount of stimulation and learning and challenge to keep moving forward. And people are going to be at different levels. So if you have students who are more advanced, you don't want them bored. So you can create extra uh, actions, extra credit things that are going to be given XXP points instead of XP points. And the key thing here is that these are not counted in completing the course or
Okay.
completing a training. So back to talking about binge mode, if you're relying on completing a training, as long as your student has done the XPs, they can keep moving forward. If you have some special things set up based on the trigger course completion, that's
Hmm.
defined as XPs, not XXPs. So you can use XXPs if you want or not. If you do, you can give them a different sound effect, make them fun, make them special, do a celebration. But they're basically a way to do like kind of a basic and an advanced track in the same course and let
Okay.
advanced
So
students
like if
move.
I was like, okay, if you want extra credit, go and watch this movie on, Amazon Prime Video or whatever, and then
Hmm.
come back here and like answer a question about it or something.
Yep,
That would be like a good example of something because I don't need them to do it, but if they want to like expand their learning, they can. Okay,
totally. Yeah.
cool. Um, oh gosh, there's something else super important and it just went away from my brain. Oh God. Okay. Well, I have a lot of questions about the forum in general. Like when I watched the little video that is like how to set up the forum, but I think maybe because I'm using this gamified course template, when I look at the forum, there is a lot of stuff in there and it does not look anything like the sort of like starter version that's in that video. And
Yeah, if you use a
I'm
template,
worried about
yeah.
deleting stuff or how to, so I'm curious,
Hmm.
like, is there
Hmm.
a way for the forum to not be following that template or something? I don't know.
Sure, you can delete all the stuff in the forum if you're not using it. Let me give
Okay.
you, yeah, I can give you like the brief overview. The forum is set up as the way it works is you create groups, and then within groups you create spaces, and inside a space is where your students post.
Okay.
So you can create a group that is set to be available to everybody in a course, or you could create a group that's set to be available for everybody with a particular tag
Okay.
if you want to blend courses in all one space to talk. And then within the group, you're going to set up your spaces, which would typically be like maybe different topics or a space to introduce yourself and a space to talk about a particular training or a particular concept. And then when students go into that space, and I can do a real quick demo on this based on time, but I want to make sure I want to just watch the whole time here. Um, Within the space, students will just create a post. So is there like something in that process that is um, feeling unclear?
Mm, I know. I think if it's okay to just delete all that stuff, I'm just going to start from scratch
Just
and I'll
delete it.
play with it and I'll come back next week if there's other questions. And I did remember what my other question was. So,
Okay.
okay, so a part of this is that I want during certain modules when they complete it, there is like a physical item I want to send them. And I'm just trying to think what the best practice for doing that is. Like, is it best to have that be, because it's kind of like a bonus, but it's not a bonus training, right? So it's like, would the best thing be to just have it be like a an action step like, hey, claim your reward and make that like the last action step, but it's like I want it triggered upon completion of the module.
Okay, so to trigger something on completion of a module, um, and is that the question? Is that the primary question? Is just how to trigger? Or
Well,
what?
what would you recommend for like this sort of a scenario where I want them to basically tell me how they want to receive this physical item?
They're giving you information about like
Yeah,
how
like, do
to
you want me to
receive it.
mail it to you? Do you want me to like bring it to your workplace? Like, how do you want me to
Okay,
get
then I would
your
just
phone?
create, you'd probably want to create an action step with that question for them to
Okay.
answer either an essay or just do a multiple choice with no right answer, and they can check it off.
Okay, and that's if I'm trying to trigger that action step only appearing on completion of the module, how do I
Um,
do that?
sure. So this, you can create an action block. What you can do is create a block on any
Okay.
page. And the help doc that you want for this is called Customize Block Visibility.
Okay.
So that help doc will walk you through exactly how to create a block. You're going to put an action in that block, and then you are going to um, set the visibility of that block to be triggered when they receive a tag.
Okay. Now, if I'm putting it on a page, does that mean then it's going to show up on every page? No. I would put it on a single module. No.
No, you would probably put it on the single training page. This is the page that shows every time they watch a training, but it's not going to appear until they get the tag.
Okay. 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 I think I've got it and I do need to go. Thank you. Thank you, Christy, for letting me ask all my questions first. I appreciate that.
Great questions, Judy. All right,
And
let us
I'll
know
see
how
you
this
next time.
goes.
Yes,
Okay,
I'm sure I'll have more questions. Okay. Thank you.
fantastic. Have fun with it. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
All right. How are you
Hmm.
doing, Christy?
I'm well, thank you.
Good.
I've got just some quasi basic stuff here
Great.
because I'm getting confused as I have different hats on with my administrative course management and
Mm-hmm.
then as a student of EPM and then
Mm-hmm.
as kind of a student testing my course.
Yeah, yeah. This is where we definitely want to
So,
have different browsers for the test student and the
yeah.
admin as a start. Make sure you're doing that. But go
Okay.
ahead with
Yeah.
whatever
So when
is
I'm on my
happening.
desktop, that works. What about the app? So like right now, my XP
Okay.
app.
Let me give you a simple answer. Do all of your
Okay.
admin work on the desktop because the mobile app is not designed for working as an admin. Uh that's not the purpose of it. It's there for your
Okay.
students to see and consume the course. So do all of your
Okay.
admin work on your desktop and then just
Okay.
log into your app, to your mobile app as a student.
Okay. So really can't test it then as a student
You can
on the app.
absolutely, yeah. Just log in as a student.
So like I don't like how do I do that? Because it's just showing up as like me as an EPM student.
Okay, so
So
you need to log out. You need to log out. And that, let's see,
I
it
don't
may
know how to
vary a
do
little
that.
bit by device, but probably in the upper
upper
right-hand
right, there's
corner.
the
Yeah.
menu, and then it's just got dashboard
Oh no, we don't want
and
that menu. We want like a little, probably a drop-down menu. That,
my profile,
yes, exactly.
badges, points, notification settings. Oh, log out. Doi.
I was just gonna start
Okay,
looking
so
for
then log.
for myself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry.
Like,
Okay.
where is?
So
Go ahead.
so then just simply log in as the student
Mhm.
then.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, that can definitely be confusing, especially on mobile. But yeah, just do one login as the student, log out when you're done, and you can go back
okay.
to EPM.
Okay. Um, so so I wonder, and I'm wondering how to get notified as people sign up for my courses.
Hmm.
I
Yep.
seem to not be getting notified.
Yeah, that's pretty simple to do. What you're gonna do, and I can show you if you like, but you're just gonna
Yeah.
create an automation. Do you want me to walk you through it? Do you want me to demo it?
Yeah.
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 All right. Okay, so we're gonna go into your course. We're gonna open up your course and we're gonna go into step 5, Experience Engine. I'm going to create new. Gonna create from scratch. And first important thing is what's the starting trigger? And the trigger here is going to be added to course. You don't need to do anything with these, just be aware of them, that if you tested a student, if you tested the same student a whole bunch of times, it wouldn't keep triggering the experience right now because it's set to run, but generally don't worry about that for this. We're going to click add. Here's my new automation. First thing I'm going to do is name it so that I can identify it for myself. So I'm going to open this up here, and the experience name is going to be notification to me. And again, the starting trigger is added to course. So here is my whole automation. I want this affecting all students who are added to the course. And now I'm going to add my first action, which is an email. So I'm going to click Email Builder. Oops, kicked myself out. All right, Email Builder. And the most important piece of this automation is who is it going to? This is not going to the student, it's going to me. Or if I want to use a different email address than the official address of my XP admin account, I can just put in a different email address. But let's say it's going to me. I'm going to give it a name. And what I can do is just write myself a quick email here. You have a new student in course name. I can add their name if I like.
I have a, yeah,
Yep, go ahead. Question about
great. Okay, perfect. Yeah.
save that, keep it you.
Under some of the templates on that from on that on some of the templates that you guys have in there, the
Mhm.
from has parens that say your name, your first name, and your last name. That doesn't. Are you just basically saying you need to put in your first name and your last name, or
Great
because it was
question.
shown? Yeah.
Go ahead. Anytime you see the tokens like this, it's going to automatically fill in information. Like if you're seeing a token like course name, you could do it that way.
But it said, but do you have your first name? Your first name, yeah. Because I think that's because that came up. A student logged in and it was their name.
So if it's your first name, it'll be your name. If it's just first name, then it will be the student's
Yeah.
name.
Okay, I'll have to double check that then because, okay, so that's the difference, right? If it's your name,
Your name is you, the account
the
owner.
account holder,
Yeah,
yeah. And
just
first name would be them.
first name. Yeah, your first name or
Yeah.
just first name. Yeah,
Well, your first name, you just said was me.
correct. Your
Two
first name
different
is
things.
you.
Yeah,
Just plain first name is the student.
is the student. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I thought I did your first name for everything, and I, it came up as with their name. So, okay. So perfect. So yeah, you just write yourself an email, it
You write
sounds like.
yourself an email,
Yeah.
and very, very important,
Save
you
it.
make sure everything is turned on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Didn't do that before. Okay. So does the same thing is it the same process then for notifications um in the forum or the um
No, for you to, yeah, are you talking about for yourself or for your students?
Yep. No, how do I get, well, I guess it's both, but how do I get notified if somebody posts something in the forum?
hmm So you will get notified by default unless you turn it off. And I may need to think on this for a moment because we moved this recently. I'm going to go to account notifications. Here we go. So you're going to log into account and you're going to click notifications and you're going to select.
Select all of them? Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Your
account.
students are going to set it in their profile. So your students are going to go into their own student profile, which will be a little icon like right up in the corner here. Oops, wrong page, excuse me. Um, Little icon in the right-hand corner, and they can select their own notification settings.
Wow.
Cool.
Okay. That's good to know. Um, I should probably, and how do can I, does it default to notifying them of everything? New students?
You can set that when you create a forum space.
Okay. How do I
So
do that?
let's go ahead and do that real quick. I'm going to go into the forum. I'm going to, so let's start from scratch. When I am building my forum, I'm going to have groups and I'm going to have spaces. So
Right?
I'm just going to create a new group right now. And I'm going to give the group a name. There's no public member list right now, so don't worry about that. I'm going to choose who should be able to see this group. It's going to be either everyone in all of my courses, students of a particular course, or students of a particular tag, or no one if I just wanted something for admin purposes. So let's link it to students of a particular course. And I'm going to create the group. My laptop is popping up some windows. Okay. So once I've created a group here, I'm going to create a space in the group, which is actually where the students get to post. So I just clicked the plus sign there. I'm going to create a space here. I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to select who should be able to see and access this space. Most likely it's everyone in this group, but you get to choose how you want to set it up. Most likely anyone can post in this space. Unless you wanted to use it as just a place for announcements, then it would be admin only. And what I want to show you for today is right here, default notifications for new members will be either on or off. So you create that when you create the group.
Oh, shoot. So once you create the group, you can't edit that?
You can edit it.
Oh, how do I edit it? I can't see.
Same place right here. You're going to go into your space by editing your space, and this window should pop up again. And you're just going to scroll down here and change it.
Okay. So you can't edit, you don't edit the group, you edit the space?
You can edit both, but the space is where you're going to set the default notifications.
So would that, but I've got lots of spaces.
You can change it in each one. You can do it all on, all off, or set it up however you choose.
Yeah, so I created a group for a course, technically, and lots of spaces, like 10 spaces,
Cool.
right? Because I'm just for people to kind of go quickly.
Mhm.
But in my group, I don't see, I can go to edit. I can go to edit, but it does, and it
Let me
says,
show you how to do that real quick.
okay,
And hey, Daria, good to see you here. How are you? So we are gonna go. Oh, you know what? It didn't save my space because I didn't save it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you again how to set up a space. You're just going to click new space.
yeah.
I'm going to decide my default and I'm going to click create space to save it. That's what I didn't do a minute ago. So now I have my new test space, and anytime I need to edit it, I can go to the menu right here, click edit, and that same window will pop open and let me change anything I need.
Yes, it does. Okay. So yeah, I need to do it for the spaces. I don't think you can edit like for the whole community or for the whole group.
It's individual because you
It's
have the
individual.
option to
Yeah.
set it however
Yeah.
you choose on every single
Yeah.
space.
Yeah. I kind of see these as, like threads, right? Like the spaces are kind of posting spaces, I guess, and threads. Um, and what did I want to say? So um, if we wanted kind of like a general post, like if people just wanted to post something,
Mhm.
like a Facebook page, right thing, um, can they just start a post, and will it be different from all of the spaces off to the side?
The post will happen in the space.
So they have to post to a space.
Yes.
There's not a there's not a general space.
Well, you can create a general space.
Yeah,
That would be a
That's
general
what I
space.
meant.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Posts happen in spaces. Yeah.
okay. I understand. Thank you so much.
Cool.
Very
I'm
helpful.
going to show one important thing
Okay.
before we hop over and say hello to Daria. Uh, there's an option here that says mirror course content into this space. The only reason you would generally use this is if you have a comment box set up in the course itself. And the way this works is underneath the training, there's like a place where optionally you can put a comment or a say hello comment section there. And if you do that and you mirror the discussion, that's going to show up in its own space here. So basically, it's a nice way to, rather than making students click through 15 lessons to read a bunch of comments, you can take all of them and just mirror them in a space here. Don't worry about this if you're not using it, but the thing that's really important to know is that if you are mirroring discussion, then students are not going to see an option to create a new post directly in the forum because the option to create the comment is in the comment box.
Okay.
Does
So
that
it'd
make
be one
sense?
or the other.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see the value of both, right? Like
Yeah,
in the
totally.
moment, being able to click right there and answer the question. But I also
Totally.
see the value of seeing the community,
For sure. Yeah.
as well. So,
Yeah.
um, okay. So I think
Cool.
what I'm
Making
going to do is
sense?
just put a link in. So perfect. Appreciate that.
Awesome. Great stuff, Christy. Yeah. Keep me posted. Let us know how this goes. Let me go ahead and
All the
stop
time.
my
Really
share.
appreciate these. Really appreciate
Yeah,
these.
awesome.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Hey, Daria. Am I saying your name right? Daria? Is that right?
Yes, you are.
How are
Yeah.
you?
Thank you. Good. How are you, Rachel?
Doing well, thank you.
Good. So I have a course that was done by Marina, and I had a whole debrief and I no longer remember what's what and how to do anything with it to even get
Sure.
tighten it up a little bit and see wait, what things need to get actually fixed, and then even where's the link to share it with people.
Oh, that's an
So
easy one. Yeah, I'll show you
excellent.
that.
So yeah, so kind of wanted to
Okay, got
go
a
way back
few
and
questions. Yeah, yeah.
mm-hmm,
Do you want to give me like an overview? Like I can definitely show you where the link is. That's super
mm-hmm.
simple. Do you want to give me just kind of the bullet point of or two or three of like let's start with the first one.
Yeah,
What's happening that's
yeah,
confusing?
yeah. One thing was I had put in a welcome video, but I know when I'm looking at it, I saw the message pop up that said if you are that you can't see everything from the preview view inside, and to check it from the external side. And
Hmm.
so even that, I was like, wait, I'm trying to do that because when I check it from the preview, my welcome video doesn't actually come through as a video, it's just a picture. So should that welcome video even be coming through, or is it not just coming through because I'm on the inside, or what? So that was the first thing that
Gotcha.
I noticed.
If there's a video and you're previewing it as a student and you're able to see, it sounds like you're able to see the image.
Yeah,
So if there's a
yeah.
video there, yes, you should definitely be able to see it as a student. So,
And
okay,
in the preview student, kind of from within the admin, right? And what I'm signed in as, regularly logged in my admin role.
okay. Did you
And
check just viewing it with a student? Just as a general thing, viewing it
yeah,
outside as a student is better, but
yeah, I
yeah.
went to try to do that after I saw that was the first thing right off the bat. But then I was like, how do I even get to that stage?
Oh,
So
okay, great. We'll look at that too.
everything was
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, I'm
Okay.
complete square one.
Great, great. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So we got the share link, the view it as a student, look at what's happening in the welcome video. Anything else? Or should we
The
start with
order
those?
form, yeah,
Order
and
form?
then, and then once I can get the link to share with people, one of the things I was like, you know what, this is taking me so long to actually go through it and find out where different glitches are. Let me invite some people, a couple of close friends who wants to pay, a little bit of money and go do this and help me find the glitches and other different things so I can come back and narrow in.
Nice.
And so I figured out how to put a discount code in so that they would just pay
Right.
the da da da. But then I couldn't figure out like where the link was. And then when like the welcome video and then the order form has too many empty blocks that, I
Okay.
should
Okay.
just cut. So there's like, how do I just give them a straight enough order form? How do I keep the
Got it.
template so that I can add to it when I have the time to fill out a little bit more, who
Yeah.
am I, and whatever different things.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. All right. We're going to cover a whole lot of stuff right now, but I think most of
Yep.
it will actually be pretty simple once you see where to go. Do you want me to just demo some things and move through? And if something isn't clear, you can let me know.
Sure.
And we may want to look in your account
Yep.
at
Happy to do
some
that.
point, but to start,
I have
I'm
it
just
pulled up so you could, and let me share a screen and I could do it that way, or I'm sure you can do it from your end also probably.
okay. Let me just move through. A bunch of these are quick answers that should be easy once you know where to look.
Yay.
So I've got a bunch of courses here. The first thing, let's look for the share link. Actually, before even that, when we're talking about adding students, there are two ways you can add students, especially if you are just wanting to pop a couple friends in to help you out.
Mm-hmm.
You can.
Sorry.
Hi, baby.
Exactly. I'm not
Um,
adding cats, just human students.
you can always just manually add them in. Do you know how to do that?
I
I can show you real
don't.
quick. If I go to my students section and I just click add right here.
Sorry, where is your cursor right there? Oh, top right.
See
Okay.
it? Here we go.
Yep,
Yep.
yep.
So I'm going to click add and I can add either a single student or upload a CSV file. If you're just adding a
Mm,
couple, let's just add the student. We're going to put in their name, email, phone is optional, and I'm
mm-hmm.
going to select the course and I'm just going to click add new student.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you have a welcome email set up and turned on, as soon
Mm-hmm.
as I click add, then it will automatically send that person an email and say, welcome to your course. Here is your magic link to click and log right in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one easy way you can do it. As you noted, you can also do a coupon code and send them through the order form if you want to do it that
Mm-hmm.
way. To get the link to send them to the order form, we're going to open up the course and we're going to scroll down to very important links and
Uh-huh.
resources. All right. And here is your order form.
Uh-huh.
Easy enough so far.
Yes. I knew it
We
would be.
doing
I was
okay?
like,
It
ah,
is once
yep.
you know where it is. Once
I'm
you know
like,
where the damn things are, it's
yeah,
all so much easier. All right. If you want, so if your goal, and honestly, if your goal is like just moving forward as quickly as possible with getting this up, maybe you just want to manually add people and not worry
Mm-hmm.
about an order form right now if these are friends
Mm-hmm.
who are just doing it to test.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so just know you can manually add them. I'm going to show you real quick. You probably already have a welcome email if we built your
Marina.
course,
Yeah,
but
I
if
would
you
think so.
needed to,
Mm-hmm.
you can always just go into step 5, which is your experience engine, your automations. And in step 5, you'll see all the automations that you currently have in your course and whether they are turned on or not.
Mm-hmm.
So super important to check here, and
Yeah.
you will most likely have something that is triggered by when added to course. And you can just open up an automation. And this is just kind of the quick overview. This is your automation here. I just opened it up by clicking the arrow. Don't worry about this till you're getting fancier with things. You want to just leave it on all students. And you can see that inside this automation is an email that you can click on to customize.
And
So
that's the email that we get then.
yes, this example I opened up is actually a notification to you, but you will have in your course, you'll have an email that is a welcome email. It'll look like this. Will be triggered by added to course. I'm just doing this quickly to have an example, and it will say, here's just a name for you internally. Looks something like this. And again, you don't need to worry about any of this because it should be already set up, but it'll have a welcome message. And in case you ever need to change something, you can change it right here and know that when you hit the / key, you'll pull up your tokens. And the most important token to be aware of is your Magic Link token for your students. This is, believe it or not, the top thing that determines that gets people to complete the course, even beyond all the bells and whistles, is give them their Magic Link in every single email. Isn't that wild? Like, just give them the Magic Link every single time and make it super easy for them to click in.
Yeah.
So they've got that. I'm gonna go ahead and save and close that for now. I'm gonna make sure it's turned on. I'm gonna name this so I can recognize it. So now I've got my automation, and I just created this to show you, you should have something that looks similar-ish. It's going to be a welcome email when added to course. Make sure that's on. And that means that as soon as someone gets added, they get their login info. Also means you can send the same thing and add yourself as a test student. So that's adding students manually, making sure the welcome email is on. I'll show you real quick if you do want to use the order form route.
Yeah.
Then we will go into the course. And to modify the order form, we're going to go into step 4, which is pages and templates. And we're going to go to the order form page. I'm going to click on that. And what I'm going to show you right now is how to just hide blocks, because you mentioned you want to keep the template blocks. You'd rather not delete them, but but for right now, you just want a plain, simple order form, right?
Yeah. And maybe what I was looking at is the marketplace page. Maybe I found that instead of the order form. So I was additionally
be.
like, no, that's
Yeah,
all
don't worry about
great.
your market.
No,
You don't need to
no.
worry. You don't need
I
a
was like,
marketplace right now. Yeah.
I just want to see if
All
all this
you
other
need
stuff
is a
works.
simple freaking order form. So you could just delete extra blocks, but if you want to, if you feel like you want to just keep blocks that you like how they're set up and just hide them, just do this. Go to edit content by hovering over, click that, and go up here to block visibility. And I'm going to open this up, and it's asking me when and who to show this block to. And for the moment, I'm just going to say never. I can always change it.
Mm-hmm.
Once I've done that, when I am editing my pages, I'll see this little eye icon, and
Mm-hmm.
that tells me there's a special visibility thing going on. When I bring my cursor over it, I can see exactly what that is. It says right
Amazing.
now this block is set to never show to any student.
Well, amazing.
Cool? Easy
Yes.
enough? Got your, and then you've got your order form. Okay, so we've done the order form. The page is the welcome email, the link to send them to get to the order form, how to add them manually. That all making sense so far?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Um, would you like to share your screen and go to your home page and show me your video, or do you want to ask
Yeah.
something else?
Yep. I guess one question before that
Hmm.
is when I shared the information, I don't remember all the different ways, like some were Zoom clips, others were through Dropbox or something like that. And so then it ends up showing up really differently also, because it says like click here on there's like it shows up different. It doesn't just show up as like here's the video ready to push play necessarily in all the different situations. Um, and so I was wondering what's the format that's most ideal?
Hmm. Did you say a Zoom link? Did you say you
Yeah, it
shared a
was like
Zoom
through
link?
because I had done the videos in Zoom. And
Okay.
so then as I was editing them and trying to figure out what's the quickest, easiest way to do it, it seems like just in Zoom you can edit it. And then when you go, but then to share it, it's a Zoom link that you share with somebody.
Okay.
And so they had the Zoom link as the hyperlink.
Gotcha. So yeah, that'll look different. So what you can do when you record in Zoom is you can just export it as an MP4 very easily,
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
and then you can just upload that to um, to the training or to the block or wherever you want that
Mm-hmm.
to be.
Mm-hmm. So I guess because then like there was all sorts of, I don't know, there was such a mess with it, which is why I was like, okay, this is good enough. Is the videos, I need to figure out some other video editing something, because like the first couple mini seconds of like, whatever, that were like, like, but the bulk of the content of the video is good. Like, let me just get this up and like cheap
Yeah,
out
yeah.
for everybody,
Do
there was
your
like,
first version. Good. Yeah, yeah.
know that there's
Get
a
it
lot of
out
funny
in the
things at the
world.
beginning of the things.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
so I just like stopped trying
Good
to
call. Good call. Yeah.
edit the videos. And so and then there was such a mess. So I was just doing whatever I could to just how do I get this downloaded, to uploaded to whatever. So Marina can just get this up on the website. So I guess that's where maybe some of them did end up getting probably, I guess, uploaded as MP4s, like because through Dropbox, maybe I had to do it as like
That would make sense.
that
Yeah.
way. But
Yeah, if it
in
was
my spreadsheet, I just put in a Zoom link for
okay.
the ones that I was able to just do directly that way because it was simpler from my end. So
Okay.
maybe she thought that I wanted it as a Zoom link as opposed to, can you please just download it and then upload it as the MP4 or something like that? It's probably what
Yeah, if you give the team a Zoom link and as like here is the material to do, that's what they're going to
Mhm.
use unless
Got
there's
it.
like very explicit directions
Explicit direction
otherwise.
saying, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So yeah, so then the next step is, right, why is this looking, how do we check to see if this is really, the video is actually there or if it's just a picture and then I have to find where the video is.
Yeah, go ahead and why
So,
don't you share your screen for me real quick? Got a couple more minutes and let's go to your home. Is it on the home page? Is that what we're talking about?
yes,
Okay.
so let's see, you need to give me permission. There we go. Okay, So here I am. Right, as you can see, this is within the preview student form. So should I try to log in as the student then?
Actually, no, go ahead and let's see. You are uh, all right. So it looks like you've got your admin preview up. Can you go to just your admin dashboard where you can edit so we can look at editing the pages?
I go for
No, you
see.
want to
No, it's not there.
actually log in.
Log in. But I am logged in as me this way. So what do you mean by log in where?
You may be able to get to it by clicking your back button, or I can grab your magic link for you right now, or maybe you have it.
This is when I was trying to follow along with the forums thing and say, what is she talking about? This won't get beyond that.
You have your mat. Oh, yeah, here we go. That's what we want.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so go ahead and go to step 4 and click on the home page. And hover over that block right here. Go ahead and click on Edit Content, please. Perfect. And go over to column 1 and click on the left-hand side. Click on column 1. Perfect. Scroll down, move your cursor down to the video block and click on that. So there's no video in here. So if you believe that there should be, that you'll want to connect with Marina. Yeah. So you can if you've got the video, and this is where if you have an MP4, you can just click browse and go ahead and upload the MP4.
Okay. Yes, I should have it somewhere. Great. That is a nice.
That answers it. No video there.
Exactly. Okay, so let me see. Let me just quickly write down so we went to edit content.
Exactly.
Edit content, and then column 1, and then down to video.
And then open the video and just click
content,
browse and upload.
Column 1, then to open video, browse. Okay, excellent. So, yay.
Great.
And I guess very last thing is this, where was it?
And
Some
as a heads up, I gotta jump at the top of the hour, but
okay. Yep.
What do we got? Next training
is there's like a bottom block that ends up right. How do I get to? Maybe if I go to preview. How do I get to the preview? Back to page list.
Oh, and
right here. Preview.
Yeah,
there's like a block that I'm not sure if it was supposed to be because I had said like to enable forums or content or communication or something like that. And so right, so there's all this. Let's see. If I go to the training.
Can you give me
this down here? Do you see where it says like what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
So is that supposed to be because that was like that's the forum, some kind of a forum piece, or what is that?
That's a comment block. So if you don't have a use for this, you can just delete that by clicking the little trash can icon in your step 4.
Okay. Okay. Great. And then super last thing is, I guess it would just be, is there some way to show a progress bar of people knowing like if there's 6 main modules where they are? Because it doesn't.
Yeah, go to the Help Center and search for progress bar.
Okay.
And that will walk you through that.
Okay. Amazing.
Awesome questions. Good stuff, Daria.
Thank you so much.
Keep me posted. Let me know how this goes, and we'll see you soon.
Okay, great. Take care.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.